Hello, how you doing everyone? It's Jordan here with today's review of The Company Man. Now this is a side-scrolling platformer with an office theme. It may not sound like a thrilling time, but stick around and I'll tell you why it has quite a bit of merit to it, especially those that work in an office. I think this game is going to be borderline therapy for you guys. And just remember, we are giving away a Nintendo Switch OLED model to one of you once we get to 100,000 subscribers, so please subscribe and get us there faster. Jim is on a vengeful mission to take down the CEO of the company and take it for himself. Starting off from the bottom rung of the ladder, you start down in customer service and try to make your way to the top, department by department. Human resources, R&D, marketing, all the way to the CEO's office. It's all a bit metaphorical. I think all this battling is kind of an imaginative way of showing his rise to the top by actually, working hard rather than what you're actually doing in the game, which is beating the shit out of people with a keyboard. I think it's metaphorical. Maybe. So yeah, it's a 2D side-scrolling platform and that's pretty simple in its scope and mechanics. You jump and fight your way across the nicely designed levels to get to the end boss. You have a dash, jump, an attack, and a gun to shoot, and that's really it. Company Man uses those few mechanics and still makes a good game out of it with its more than decent level design. You'll be hitting switches, dodging saw blades, waiting for platforms, going up and down. It sounds rather generic, but it does them well, and I'd say they're cleverly designed despite the lack of inventiveness here. Fighting plays a big part in this game, and again, it's pretty simple. All you have to defend yourself is a melee attack that doesn't get any upgrades, plus a gun, which is apparently a metaphor for sending a strongly worded email, and we all know how powerful those can be. Now this does get upgraded somewhat. You get different bullet styles after each level, but I don't think it particularly revolutionizes your gameplay style. This game is more about learning your enemies and reacting to them. There are a surprising amount of enemies in the stages, and they almost all act very uniquely. It's a real strong point of Company Man. Each enemy tends to have a lengthy pattern that you need to learn, and I genuinely always look forward to seeing what enemies I would come up against each new level. The bosses can be a little hit and miss. Some are great, some are kind of forgettable, and the R&D lady, well, she can kiss my ass. Can be pretty tough at times, but the game is generous with its health replenishments, but you still need to not be careless, especially with the bosses, which you'll definitely need to learn. I had to try multiple times for most of them. Each level has plenty of checkpoints where you can replenish your health with what else but with the life giver that is coffee. That's a bonus point at the end. Between levels, you can also use coins that you picked up along the way, or I guess your salary, to upgrade various stats. You can add extra health bars, extra energy to your gun, among some other small stuff. What I did like is that it is quite important what you choose, since there's no way you'll be able to afford getting all of them before the end. You really need to make a smart choice about what you want. You'll probably only get like 4 or 5 upgrades really, so choose wisely. Personally, I would highly suggest you get the health replenisher ASAP, since if you kill an enemy with your weapon, you'll recover 1 life point, and this can take a massive weight off your shoulders. I don't really have too much to complain about the game mechanically. It's just fantastically solid without doing anything daring or inventive. It is a bit too by the books, but if that book is good and well done, it's hard to complain about it too much. Don't go in expecting a reinvention of the wheel. It's just a wheel. If you wanted a wheel, you've got a wheel. This is a wheel. One thing that I do want to say about Jim, our hero, is that he's not entirely likable himself. The company is obviously a bit of a menace, but he's hardly an angel himself. He mutters musings to himself, often looking down on his co-workers, and seems to not let anyone get in his way of making his way to the top, even firing innocents along the way, or executing them, depending on if you think this is all a metaphor or not. Plus, he actually thinks he's Squall from Final Fantasy VIII, what with his keyboard sword also shooting bullets. So yeah, executing your friends and acting like that mopey git. You're not making it easier for yourself, Jim. It's not really a criticism of the game, just an observation. I don't know if that was intended by the developers or not. I do want to talk about that I actually love the visual flair on show here, not necessarily the prowess of the artwork or detail, just how imaginative it is. It really takes the office theme, all of its departments, and then exaggerates and twists them in a very comical way. The way the accounting department is all icy with its frozen assets, or the marketing department is full of hipsters living in cloud cuckoo land. The backgrounds are filled with a lot of humor, metaphors, like in the customer service department, you see all the workers pretty much chained up in purgatory. A lot of thought was put into this. Some of it doesn't quite live up to the same level as the others, like the legal department and the R&D are slightly bland, but they make up for it in other aspects. All in all, great imagination put into these levels, and it's a shame there wasn't more, as I'd love to see all the other potential departments. Same can be said when it comes to enemy design. I mean, the dude snorkeling in a sea of paperwork in HR is just kind of genius. The social marketing guru firing thumbs up at you, it has every right to sound a bit cheesy, but it's so well done, and I think whoever made this game probably had to suffer through many aspects of office life. So the company man, it's about 4 hours long on your first playthrough, but once you're done with that you'll unlock a so-called impossible mode, which to be honest, I didn't really feel the need to play through for review purposes, but having seen that you only have one energy bar for your health, well yeah, it's pretty much time to call in Tom Cruise. It does have a bit of brevity, but it's also nice. The music was neither here nor there, very forgettable in my opinion, but I still think it's a nicely put together game. It is available physically on the Nintendo Switch, but only in Asian regions. Therefore, it is an import exclusive, but it does have English, so if you want a physical version that's yours to keep forever and actually has some tangible value, then consider using the links below in the description and the pinned comment. That's where you'll find it to import it for yourself and also support us at the same time. Plus, if you click our link, you can also get a very nice 5% off any item from PlayAsia, any physical item from PlayAsia, if you use the coupon code SwitchWatchTV while checking out. It's all one word, SwitchWatchTV, while checking out for 5% off any physical item. But please remember to click our link first. It's also available digitally. The full price is $20 on the US eShop, but I think there was a 10% pre-order discount. It's £18 in the UK and €20, which is a decent enough price. I don't think it's out of the realms of realism for an indie game these days, especially a brand new one rather than a port. Overall, I think the company man, although it may not sound like an enticing prospect, is very well realized with simple but very solid mechanics and nice but non-revolutionary level design, and you can have fun blasting through this without having your mind blasted at the same time. I really enjoyed it, loved the humor, the visuals of the levels and enemies, the metaphors, they were really great. Plus, it has coffee, which regenerates your health, which is great because it's true, and I think you're getting a really very solid time. It's a good, super solid 7 out of 10. Bump that up to an 8 if I'm adding my coffee bias. Alright, thanks to our executive producers Dane Wilkinson, God of Resin, Boombox, Brent McLean, Jonathan Rumor, Santa Tartaruga, Alexander Cato, J-Cross7776, Elissa, Punkidusa, Michael Del Polito, Cartoon Soren, Robotech Z, Raven Knight, Thorn Metal Luna, Parsnip Coffee, Government Fat Cat, Issa, V, Mental Traveler, and Grant Sir. Thank you for your support, plus you, yeah, you watching right now. That surely means you watched all the way through, which surely means you're an absolute legend no matter how much your boss tries to tell you that you're a failure. You're not, you're a legend. If you watched all the way through, you help us grow, and I want to thank you. Please leave me an office-related emoji in the comments, and I'll leave you one back as a little sign of our mutual respect. Check out another review on a game out this week, RP Golf Legends. Every Monday, I take you through all the physical Switch releases, and James takes you through all the bargains on Sunday, usually. Plus, here's something completely different. Enjoy!